It looks harmless, beautiful even. A painted shell drifting along the sea floor. Tourists pick them up every year. Some of them never let go. Here is the question that nobody asks until it is too late. How does the world's slowest predator catch anything at all? And if you knew the answer, would you ever touch one of these shells again? There are over 700 species of cone snail on this planet. They live in tropical oceans, the Indo-Pacific, the Caribbean, the Red Sea, and almost every single one of them is dressed to impress. Swirling patterns, ivory and amber and deep chocolate brown. The kind of thing you want to slip into your pocket and take home. That instinct has killed people. Because what looks like an empty, gorgeous shell is often still occupied, and the animal inside has a weapon that evolution has spent millions of years perfecting. The cone snail is a gastropod, a snail. It moves at the pace of a slow afternoon. But do not let that fool you, because speed is not how this animal hunts. It has something far more efficient than speed. Inside every cone snail is a structure called the proboscis. Think of it as a flexible, extendable arm, hollow, needle-sharp at the tip, and capable of firing in almost any direction, including backward, including toward the hand holding the shell. At the end of that proboscis is a radula tooth, a modified, hollow barb that works like a harpoon. When the snail fires, it drives that barb into flesh and injects venom in a fraction of a second. You often cannot feel it immediately. Some people describe it as a small sting, like a bee. Others feel almost nothing at all. That is the trap. By the time you realize something has gone wrong, the venom is already moving through your bloodstream. This is one of the most beautiful shells in the ocean. People pick it up every single year, and some of them never survive the day. Inside this shell is a harpoon, a hollow, venom-loaded barb that can fire in any direction, including straight back at the hand holding it. You will barely feel it when it hits, but the venom inside, Conotoxin, is one of the most complex biochemical weapons ever discovered. It does not attack one thing, it attacks everything at once. It shuts down your nerves, it stops your muscles, it can paralyze your diaphragm, the muscle that makes you breathe. There is no antivenom, not one. If a geography cone snail, the deadliest of the 700 species, injects a full dose, the fatality rate is estimated at around 70%. And you have maybe 4 hours. The venom of a cone snail is called Conotoxin, and it is not a simple poison. It is a cocktail. Hundreds of individual compounds, each targeting a different part of your nervous system simultaneously. Most venoms work by attacking one specific pathway. Snake venom, for example, often targets acetylcholine receptors. Cone snail venom attacks dozens of pathways at once. It overwhelms the body's ability to respond. It works fast. When a cone snail hunts a fish, the prey is often paralyzed within seconds. The snail then extends its mouth wide, far wider than you would expect from something that size, and swallows the fish whole. In a human, the effects are different. The venom begins by causing intense pain at the injection site, then numbness spreads outward. Vision can blur, muscles weaken. In severe envenomations, respiratory paralysis can occur. Your diaphragm simply stops working, and there is no antivenom. For any species, not a single one. Treatment is supportive. Doctors keep you breathing and wait for your body to process the toxin. If you are lucky, near a hospital, and the snail did not inject a full dose, you survive. If you are on a remote beach, far from help, the odds change dramatically. Here is where the story gets even stranger. Because the cone snail does not chase its prey. It cannot. Instead, it waits. Many species hunt at night, buried beneath the sand with only the tip of their shell exposed. They detect chemical signals in the water, the scent of a passing fish, a worm moving nearby, and then, with extraordinary patience, they position themselves. When prey comes close enough, and it has to be very close, the snail strikes. The proboscis can extend to reach prey that is almost level with the shell's opening, or it can arc around the side of the shell entirely to reach something the snail cannot even see directly. The strike itself takes milliseconds. The fish never has time to react. And then the snail spends the next several hours eating, completely unhurried while the ocean moves around it. This is what makes the cone snail so uniquely dangerous to humans. It does not hunt us, we are simply too large to eat. But we are warm, we move in ways that can seem threatening, and we have a habit of picking things up. When a cone snail feels threatened, it fires. That is all it does. It does not know what you are. Of the 700 species, one stands apart. Conus geographus, the geography cone. Sometimes called the cigarette snail, because the old saying goes that after it stings you, you have just enough time to smoke a cigarette before you die. It is larger than most cone snails, up to 15 centimeters, and it specializes in hunting fish. That matters because fish-hunting cone snails carry the most potent venom. They need to stop a fast-moving vertebrate before it can escape. That requires a venom that works almost instantly. Conus geographus is estimated to be responsible for the majority of recorded human cone snail fatalities. Most victims are shell collectors or fishermen who pick the shell up from shallow water. The geography cone is found throughout the Indo-Pacific, the same warm, shallow reefs that attract divers, snorkelers, and tourists every day. It is not hiding in the deep. It lives exactly where people are. Now for the part of this story that surprises almost everyone. That same venom, the one with no antidote, the one that can stop a human heart, has given us one of the most powerful pain medications ever developed. A compound derived from Conotoxin, called ziconotide, was approved as a prescription painkiller in 2004. It is used for patients with severe chronic pain, people who no longer respond to morphine or other opioids. And it works at the same ion channels that the venom attacks. Scientists are currently studying hundreds of other conotoxin compounds for potential use in treating epilepsy, cardiovascular disease, and neurological disorders. The deadliest thing on the reef may also be one of the most medically valuable animals on the planet. Evolution spent millions of years building the perfect biochemical toolkit. We are just beginning to borrow from it. So, how does the world's slowest predator catch anything at all? It does not chase. It does not need to. It waits, and it carries something no speed could replace. A weapon so precise, so overwhelming, that by the time any creature realizes the danger, the outcome is already decided. 700 species, no antivenom for any of them. And they are sitting on beaches around the world right now, wearing the most beautiful disguise in nature. The next time you are in warm, shallow water and you see a shell that looks too perfect, too intricate, too painted, leave it where it is. Look, but do not touch. Because the ocean's slowest killer is in no hurry at all, and it has been doing this for a very long time. If this video made you look at tide pools differently, hit subscribe. We find the most dangerous, most extraordinary animals on Earth, and we bring you face to face with them every week. Next time, we are going into the rainforest. There is a caterpillar there that dissolves your blood from the inside, and it is smaller than your finger. See you then.